Welcome back to the channel. We're doing analog photography and alternative photography, and this time around I'm doing some Anthotype, and hopefully I'll help you get started doing this wonderful process. When making an Anthotype, it's good to set up your working area, and what I've done is I've set up newspapers here, and I always recommend getting a good brush. I like these Hake brushes, but you can use a foam brush for Anthotype. So I have my beetroot in this tray here. This is an old photography tray that I have for a long time, and I find these work very well because they don't have any ridges on the bottom of it. If you don't have one of these trays, you can always use a glass IKEA tray. That also works very well. So, and the paper I'm using is Fabiano, and this is a cold press paper with a kind of a texture on it. I like to use this type of paper. You need a good heavy kind of paper, but it doesn't have to be acid free. Any kind of art paper will work for an Anthotype. So I just coat my paper with my emulsion, and in this case I'm going to let it dry and then apply probably 3 coats in total. I usually go down, all the way down across. You want to get any kind of streaks out of it and have it kind of even. And then I will let that hang out to dry using one of my little clips here. I'll just hang it on a bit of string. So I'm just going to set that aside here because I already have some done previously. And they're a lovely color of pink. So I have different sizes, and I will place my negative on top of that. Let me just find my negative. This was taken with a pinhole camera, if it decides to come out. I haven't used this one for quite some time, but I like this one. So, here. That negative would work well. I mean, I could do 2 negatives on this, or I could print out something larger on an inkjet, like these mushrooms that I used, which I used on another type of a print. So I can simply just clip that on here, or put a bit of tape on the top and then put some glass on top, or put it onto a window. Oh. This will take about a week to develop with beetroot. With Anthotypes, it really depends on your emulsion. This is one of my Anthotypes that I made, probably well over a year ago, using the same mushroom. The emulsion made from this mushroom, the parasol. It's still vibrant, still looks good. Yeah, they do last, but goodness knows how long. I was asked to give a talk about Anthotypes to the City University of New York, to their students who are taking part in this course in alternative photography, where they do lumen prints, cyanotypes, and of course Anthotypes. I was sharing my experience with berry solutions, cabbage, spinach, different ones that I was giving a demonstration over a video link to New York, and various questions coming back and forth. And this is the work that was produced. I'll leave a link down in the description so you can see the whole book. It's absolutely amazing what they made. One of the girls on that class actually used her own car to to expose Anthotypes by sticking, just sticking the paper on the windscreen. Quite novel. The work is amazing. Super impressed. Really creative, and it was such a privilege to be part of it. So I thought it'd be relevant to add this to the video from alternativephotography.com. World Anthotype Day. It's here, and they're hoping to do this every year on the 3rd Saturday of August every year. They're going to put it together on social media. There's a possibility of making a book about the emotions of Anthotypes, a kind of a encyclopedia, and cataloging all of the entries from each year. So that's quite exciting to get involved in. Malin, who runs the alternativephotography.com, she's putting this together, and she's also the author of that great book Anthotypes, which I have myself, and I definitely recommend it. So this is a bit of a messy one with blackberries. I got all the blackberries, squeezed them through a cloth into a little small dish, as you see here, and I just got the juice of the blackberries, and then I put them into a glass IKEA tray, and then I proceeded to put my piece of paper face down and let it sit there for a while, and then I let it to dry. Then, using some 4x5 negatives, I put them into a frame and let them sit out in the sun, I think for about 3 to 4 days in the height of summer. This is a complete failure. What I tried to do here was with a ink cap mushroom to make a print, and that's the nature of Anthotypes. You never know what you're going to get. But this other one came out pretty well with the ink from the mushroom. So all I can say to you is you got to experiment with Anthotypes and try different things, but be careful of poisonous flowers or poisonous mushrooms. That's just something that's you got to take into account. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your comments, and don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you on the next one. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little notification bell, and hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.